today. The first wreath, which is for the IRA men who fought and died here today, will be laid by Marie and Liam, who are the granddaughter and son of Anthony Flynn. Anthony was a member of ACOI in 2nd Battalion. He also drove the truck to the customs house containing the materials needed to burn the building. In fact, you could really say it was all his fault. So if you want anyone to blame, there you go.
A chuirde ilig, firis mná agus gailtha óga, tá céad míle fáilte roimh. Relatives, friends, you're all welcome on this auspicious occasion to commemorate the 97th anniversary of the historic event known as the burning of the Custom House. I'm honoured to be asked to lay the commemorative wreath, honouring the volunteers of the Dublin Brigade of the old IRA who took part in the encounter, now part of Irish history. I've been honoured because I'm a son of one of those gallant young men who deliberately devoted their youth to the cause of Irish freedom. Here too are four of the surviving children of Tony Flynn, who's my father, who took an active role in the desperate bid to achieve the aim, being aware of the immediate dangers. Incidentally, I regret the absence of my twin brother Sean, who died recently. He was an enthusiastic contributor to this occasion. I speak with pride, as I'm sure all of you related to these men would be. They deserve, if not command, our memory. On this very date, May 25, 1921, just 5 years after the 1916 Easter Rising, while the British government was threatening horrible war in Ireland unless a treaty was signed. Then about 100 men at short notice were called into action. They attacked and ransacked the very building in front of which we stand. The purpose was to destroy the administration capability of the authority, and this they accomplished. Though the aim was achieved, it was not without a price. 5 of their comrades died in action on this very site, Dia Lo Igoni. The names of all those who took part are inscribed on a scroll inside this monument to be remembered and commemorated for future generations. Incidentally, this monument was sculpted by Breton freedom fighter Jan Reynard Goulet. Their deeds, when filtered through history, will signify an important contribution to a vital stage in the pursuit of a united Ireland. Just an aside, as a point of interest, this Custom House action was insisted on by Eamon de Valera, the commandant of Boland's Mills garrison in Easter Week, and in 1931 he established the national daily newspaper, the Irish Press. This is just about 200 yards from here across the River Liffey, and proudly I can say I worked there as a journalist for 40 years. On this day, let us pay our tribute to these young brave patriots who fought an honourable cause. Our lives and history do rhyme. Gorif Mina Mahwib, they glá ella Igbenbuerach. Now introduce it to Marie.
Thank you to my Uncle Liam for that great speech. I'm sure Liam's twin brother, my Uncle Sean, is proudly looking down on us all. Thanks also to Gary Deering for all his hard work and for asking us to lay the wreath in remembrance of the 5 IRA volunteers who lost their lives. It's a great honour to be part of this commemoration with you all here today on this 97th anniversary, along with maybe 15, 16 members of my family. I'd like to recite a short verse from a poem written by Michael Davitt called Inish Foyle. Michael Davitt was the founder member of the Land League, he wrote this poem whilst imprisoned as an Irish Republican in an English jail. My grandfather, Tony, favoured this poem, and he wrote the words of the final verse in one of the autograph books shared by the men of the Dublin Brigade during their incarceration in Kilmainham jail. It's currently on display as part of the exhibition in the jail's museum. As a family, we are incredibly proud that Tony's inscriptions, along with those of his fellow comrades, have become such an important and informative part of our Irish history. I feel the words of this poem embody the spirit of the men who fought so bravely for the cause of Irish freedom. Here beneath the tyrant's hand, by martyrs' blood we swear, to freedom and to fatherland we still allegiance bear. Nor felon's fate, nor English hate, nor hellish fashion jail shall stay this hand to wield a brand one day for Inish foil. Thank you.
No, there you are. And just take it around the side. No, let's do it now.
The second wreath, which is for the 4 civilians who died, will be laid by Des White. Des has been our main researcher for the last couple of years on our website and has written most of the articles there, and he has helped numerous relatives unlock the secrets of the past. Come on, Des, it's your turn.
A Carja Galer is Queenlyn freshen anew ceathair sivíltic a furbás an áitseo seachtas nócha bliain ó shin. We also pay our respects today to the 4 civilians who died here in 1921. Dubliners John Byrne and James Connolly lived in this neighbourhood. They were in the wrong place at the wrong time, just when they were going home from work to have their lunch. The other 2 men who died actually worked here. Mahan Lawless was originally from Cork, and he was a temporary clerk with the local government board. He was mistaken for a rebel in the building. Francis Davis, the housekeeper, was, according to his wife, or his widow, an Englishman and a unionist who said he'd never put up his hands to a rebel. He tried to resist the attackers. All 4 men are buried far from this spot. Only 2 of them have headstones. However, this great commemoration group has rescued their names from obscurity. And we've even met 2 relatives, or relatives of 2 of the men over the last 2 years here who've laid wreaths for them. Maybe a fitting legacy would be a small plaque to their memory in a small quiet corner on this famous spot. Just as a little reminder that in wars it's not only soldiers that lose their lives. May they all rest in peace. Ar yes J Garev Ananam.
Before I call for 1 minute's silence, I'd just like to take this opportunity to express our deepest sympathies to the families of Donald Galligan, Tom Flood Jr. and Sean Flynn, all of whom have attended the commemoration in the past. May they rest in peace. Now we're going to have 1 minute's silence for them, for the men who fought and the people who died here.